Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and game 2 in a series between JYP versus Evil Genius's Puma here on Shakura's Plateau. JYP spawning as the red Protoss player on the top left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Evil Genius's Puma spawning on the bottom right hand side of the map as the blue Terran. Now, this is going to be cross spawns here, so this should make for a rather interesting just play and pressure. Evil Genius's Puma utilizing the close spawns on Shattered Temple to execute some pretty effective harassment with a Banshee, starting that harassment well before Cloak was finished, able to get off a couple quick kills, and then following it up with the Cloak to get even more kills there. Nicely done. Eventually just pushing with Marine tanks and a Raven for the win. Executing that 1-1-1 build absolutely perfectly. 1 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport. We'll see what JYP does this time around. JYP is currently chrono boosting out probes. He is not looking to perhaps go for any fast expansion here, as he just saw his opponent execute a rather effective 1-1 build. And trying to expand, even though your ramp has, or your natural expansion does have a ramp, may prove to be very, very difficult. Barracks now being built down. It looks like a supply depot could be added as well in just a moment, or Puma could try to add on a tech lab or a reactor to finish off this wall off. It looks like JYP will get lucky once more. No, it looks like he is going to be scouting in the wrong direction. It looks like he wanted to scout down here for a second and then decided to scout back up to the top. And unfortunately, he will be scouting in the wrong direction. And now a supply depot does come into play. Interestingly enough, Puma opting to go for a supply depot, a 15 supply depot. So that means that most likely he will not be able to upgrade to an orbital command. Or is he going to be able to upgrade to an orbital command? No, he's not going to be able to upgrade to an orbital command until that Marine, because of that Marines there. So he does get delayed just a little bit, but Puma does deny the scout, and JYP just sees a second supply depot. And this might be a mind game. Normally, when you spot the second supply depot, oh, is Puma going to be able to get off the kill? It looks like he will be able to get off the kill there. And normally, when you see that second supply depot, most Protoss players think that their opponent is going for some sort of command center right there. But Puma, opting to go for a delayed orbital command, may have played a little bit of a mind trick game, and we'll see whether or not JYP falls for it. If JYP goes for a fast Nexus, perhaps expecting that his opponent is going for a fast command center, he may be very far behind in tech, and I believe that is what's going to be happening. JYP getting that Nexus, and hopefully it does not come back to bite him. Hopefully he'll be able to get enough of a defense for what will be a technically superior army from Puma, as Puma is getting this refinery up. It looks like it will once again be Banshees. He has a lot of gas saved up. He will be able to add on a tech lab, build that factory right there. And then it does take about 50 seconds to build a starport. In order to swap it, about 55 to 60 seconds, he'll have enough to just start cloaking. And then perhaps waiting another 20 seconds before starting that Banshee. Now, there is an SCV off over here. The SCV quickly did a scout, does realize that this is going to be full cross spawns. So this Banshee harassment will be a little bit more delayed, just because of sheer location. And this is going to be a very good news for JYP, as JYP now doesn't have to deal with, or will perhaps be able to get that observer just a little bit faster, or a little bit more stalker pressure to fight back what will be some Banshee harassment. Banshee starting to be trained right now. We can see that there is 3 Marines inside a bunker. A 4-gate perhaps would have been able to destroy this very, very easily, as an SCV now coming up the ramp does see that there is a Nexus off over here, and now going to continue on his merry way and try to figure out what else there is. Gonna take a look around, sees that there is no robotics facility once more, and this is very critical, as JYP still has not scouted out here and seen that there is no command center. Puma now getting that all-important second bunker. 2 bunkers, and I like the positioning on Puma's bunkers here. You want to make sure that the bunkers both hit the ramp, but at the same time cannot be covered by that many force fields. SCVs are coming into positions. I believe they are not on auto repair, so this is going to be a little bit of an issue. As the Stalkers, sentries, are they going to catch the Banshee? Oh, I do not believe they saw it, as there is going to be a second of Marine now coming in here. Stalkers are going to be able to, Stalkers are just going to get some damage off, and now the SCVs have finished repairing it, as this one Banshee now making its way across the map. Robotics facility now being built, but it is going to be too little too late, as there's a command center op over here on the top right-hand side of the map. That is not going to be a place where JYP is going to look, so Puma really playing a lot of strong mind games, as the Banshee now going to fly into position. Cloak is already completed. There you go. 1 probe down, 2 probes going to get destroyed. Perhaps even 3. Yes. Oh, no, not 3. There you go. Is it going to be 4? And it looks like another probe going to get destroyed there. Where is that observer? The observer not yet even started. So probe after probe now getting destroyed. Already up to 9 kills, as this observer now just getting chrono boosted out. Another probe and just getting destroyed there. And now this Banshee perhaps going to back off, decloak, in order to save some of that energy and be able to push back in just a little bit later. A Raven has been added as well. We do have a reactor off of the barracks, as we are now finally going into command center. So Puma really playing it different this time around. The Banshee once again coming back in for a little bit more love, or I guess more hate there. Just trying to take down the probes of JYP. JYP now sitting on 21 probes compared to 29, even though JYP does have a significantly larger army, both in minerals and in gas. Not really able to capitalize on it. There is a Banshee over here as well. That Banshee only got 2 kills. As the Stalkers are really, really close by. It looks like, oh, this Banshee down to 50 hit points will be forced to pull back as well. And both Banshees can just simply sit there and just cause a lot of mind games and a lot of pressure. You can see that this orbital command has been completed. I like the strategy by Puma in order to call in mules to this expansion off over here. The reason why is that the mules really strip mine all of these mineral patches very, very quickly. And if you are able to only use these mules in locations where your opponent is not going to quickly find it, that does generally works out better. An SCV now on the move. It's so funny. Only one location hasn't been scouted out, and that is the location with the proxy pylon. Puma now sitting on 2 bunkers outside the front door. Should be able to lift off land here in just a moment, as I believe an SCV gets quickly taken down by a Zealot. Now, we'll see what JYP is going to be doing. He is trying to train up some Immortals. He is currently supply blocked, and he really doesn't know what Puma is up to, and that is a situation that you never want to be in StarCraft 2. You want to know what your opponent is doing. One of the strengths of Terran is the use of those orbital commands in order to reveal, as a Zealot now going to try to run up that ramp and just instead get turned around rather quickly. Now sitting on even more SCVs over here. It looks as though, yes, mules have been called down over here as well. Not quite sure why Puma is not calling in mules at this top location. He needs to get more supply depots. He is currently supply blocked, trying to train up SCVs at all 3 bases. So he really needs to be building 2 supply depots at a time. As soon as he's done with the supply depot, he's going to be supply blocked almost instantaneously once more, sitting at 73, now up to 81, and still supply blocked. So that's in a situation that you never want to be in. You're going to see that Puma's going to end up sitting on a lot more money, since he's not able to train up fast enough. Level 1 weapons upgrade, Stim, Marauders, and Marines, with 3 supply depots now being added. A Banshee now coming back in, and it looks like it will be able to get some damage. Yes, 1 probe does get destroyed once again, as this Banshee now looking for even more damage. This one Banshee now in full retreat, as this Banshee is hiding off over here once again. This Banshee still only sitting at 2 kills. Will this Banshee be able to get even more damage? It looks like it shall. There's 1 kill. There is another kill, as probe after probe is getting destroyed, down to 10 hit points. Puma now thinking it better to stay home, stay away from the battle, and perhaps be repaired. a new Banshee, or sorry, an old Banshee, coming back for perhaps a little bit more new tricks. A Zealot now taking a lot of damage. It's not going to really be able to retreat at all. Down to 36, 14 hit points. One more round of attack, and that is it. There it goes. So now Puma has finished off and now pretty much denied sight. Orbital Command off over here is still mining away, and Puma running off of 2 bases with mules and a 3 SC or 3 harvester advantage should be able to sit back, relax, and enjoy the mining game, as Puma now sitting at 120 over 121, and once again not having enough supply depots in production. He will end up being supply blocked for quite some time. We are getting the Gravitic Drive and the level 1 Protoss ground armor. A factory is out in a very forward position as well, offering sight, as we'll see what exactly Puma's going to do to try to stop this Colossus army. There's one Colossi, and the Warp Prism does move very, very quickly. Wow, a very, very fast Warp Prism there. It's going to be able to execute a lot of drops. No real reason to pick up the Colossus, as Immortals now taking down the high rocks over here. Only needed one more shot, or a couple shots, or 2 more shots from an Immortal, or a couple shots from a Stalker. SCV now on the move. You can see that the Protoss army is still slightly larger, as we are now sitting on 51 Harvesters compared to 50. Poor SCV runs straight into a group of Stalkers, Immortals, and Sentries, and doesn't come back out. Now, there is a Colossus drop now coming in. This is going to be perhaps one of the strangest things I've ever seen. The Warp Prism does have 200 hit points and moves very, very quickly. We'll see how this is all going to work out, as the Colossus doesn't really need to be dropped. You can see that the Sentries and the Immortals are going to be able to take down this factory very, very quickly, very easily. The factory does spot this proxy pylon, but now in come this Colossus. Zealots now coming in as well, and now the Zealots are just running around. Oh, the Vikings are going to be able to get a free Colossus. This is not looking good, and oh, because it turned around, JYP getting cute and ultimately paying the price for it, as now Puma losing a couple of these supply depots. Level 1 ground armor, not going to be able to do very much there. Very, very just miscalculation by JYP. The Warp Prism just needed to keep on moving, and it would have been fine. The Warp Prism outrunning Vikings with that movement speed upgrade by a pretty significant amount. As we're going to see now, the Colossi, Zealots, Stalkers, Sentries, and Immortals trying to do a bit of a push in the center. Proxy Pylon has been destroyed. Puma racing his way into 200 food. Now training up some more Vikings and Marauders as well. This Observer now going to spot out what he doesn't want to see. Takes a look at the mineral fields and knows that he has taken, or he is so far behind economically speaking, as there's only 500 or 600 minerals on some of these mineral patches, meaning that Puma has been able to mine over 1,000 minerals at this location. A Zealot now making its way in. SCVs don't want to stay for the fight, as they are now backing off. The Zealots do not have charge just quite yet, as we are now going into extended thermal lance range and the Protoss level 1 weapons upgrade. Vikings are trying to engage. Vikings point defense drones stopping much of the attacks. In comes a scanner sweep. So many Vikings points defense drones doing its job, and now the Vikings gonna finish up the Colossi. The Marauders and the Marines are there as well. All the Vikings need to do is pretty much land, and then this position will just be broken, and JYP loses another game to Puma here on Shakura's Plateau. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.